koutou. E ngā iwi katoa, e huri mai nei ki tēnei wā. Ki konei rā e te iwi, kua mutura ngā mihi, mau mai rā, tēnā rā koutou. Talofa lava, there's a few of them in the room. Malo elele, there's a few of them as well. Isambola vinaka, kia orana, ni hao, bonjour, namaste, whakalofa lai atu, talohani, halo ola kita, mauri ora, mau maira, tēnā rā koutou. Give yourselves a round of applause. You made it here beautifully tonight. Let's just invite our Creator to be here amongst us. Our Creator God, we invite you to be with us this evening as we just explore our meeting tonight with all sorts of things that are in our minds, our inquisitive, asking questions. We're grateful for the candidates that are here. We're grateful for the work that they have been doing, will be doing, and will continue to do. We ask for your blessing on our talanoa tonight, our kōrero tonight. We ask for your guidance to set aright the things that we need to do out here in the West and for Tāmaki and for the rest of Aotearoa New Zealand. We invite your presence here. We ask all of these things in your name, and all the people said, Amen. Thank you. Welcome to our session tonight, folks. My name is Pale, and I'm in the whale. Hey, it's my job to take us through tonight. I feel a little bit of tenseness in the room. I'm sure we're going to get through that very quickly. So I just wanted to give a few ground rules before we start, or maybe a housekeeping first. Hands up those who are here for the first time in this room. Oh, it's quite a few of us. Yeah, good. Nice, eh? I think this used to be a nightclub, eh? So when we're finished tonight, we're just going to put on some loud music and we're into it. Yeah, fantastic. So you won't have to go to work tomorrow. So the housekeeping, the bathrooms are out here. Someone told me, are they to the back? No, to the right, yeah. Bathrooms are out here. Is that cool? Refreshments are on all night, so if you need to leave and help yourselves there. There is a space for vaping and smoking. It's a little section we've put for you. It's in Glen Innes. So enjoy your Uber there. I hope it's a really good vape that you're going to enjoy. We do have some ground rules, but I just wanted to say it's fantastic to see the candidates here. I think we have 29. Please put your hands together and make them feel welcome. Come on. Okay, a couple of things here. We are live streaming. So we have G2G on Blue Spur Consulting. So that's where you'll find the live streaming tonight. So smile. You never know when you might appear on that live stream. So thank you to the boys who've organised that out the back. Also tonight, we just have some ground rules about us being a family-friendly room. Cool, eh? What does that mean, for goodness sake? If you come to my family, it's pretty rough. So let me just describe what that might look like. Tonight, let me read it here. Oh, that's right. Be kind. That's nice, eh? That's for you guys too. Okay. Be respectful and behave positively. Can we do that, you think? All right, otherwise I'm going to have to get really heavy. Yeah. Not really. Okay, the other thing too about tonight is that we won't have any questions from the floor. We won't have time because we're going to be finished around 9 o'clock. But we will have an opportunity over tea and coffee straight after that if people still want to meet the candidates and have your kōrero then. Otherwise, we're going to be here till midnight. So if you can just keep focused on what the candidates are going to present to us tonight, be wonderful. And if your questions are really, really important, we'll address them next door around tea and coffee. So remember, I said this before in a couple of other sessions, tonight is really not the beginning or end of our process. It's just part of the process where we're stopping all of a sudden just to consider our situation here in Henderson. And so that means that we can still continue the questions and the conversations after tonight. You will all have access to your candidate online and also tonight when they share with you. Okay, now for the candidates, are you ready? I'd ask that again in English. Now, candidates, are you ready? Okay, remember, we're going to be looking at you and thinking, will I vote for him? Will I vote for her? Will I vote for they? Will I vote for them? I'm not sure. So we're going to give you that opportunity, but we have to have some ground rules. The first one is, tonight, you'll be given 4 questions. Easy, eh? 4 questions. Are you registering? Okay, all 4 questions, you only have a minute each to answer each question. Okay? Now, we'll start the minute rolling. I've just seconded my good buddy up the front here, who's going to be timing it. So at 30 seconds, you'll hear a bell. Okay, here's the bell. Are you ready? Nice, eh? 30 seconds, you hear the bell. And then at 1 minute, you'll hear my voice. And basically, I'll be saying, thank you. Kindly. Okay, but just be considerate. You know, we're all trying to make sure everyone gets a fair opportunity to share. And if you think about the questions are not designed to trip you up. The questions are quite nice questions. Some of you may already have received the email with the questions on there. So great if you're prepared. Very simple. So when the questions are asked, remember, your audience are going to be listening for your answer to that question. Okay, so if you want to dribble on about something else that's irrelevant, that's fine. But remember, they'll be saying, oh, okay. All right, are we good with that? Yeah. Oh, I love it. Look, we've got some real good support in the background. Okay, so not in any order, but I do have a microphone. Usually we just start at one end. I ask the question, you go through your minutes, we time you, and then we start at the other end and ask you the second question. We come back. Easy, eh? We don't want it to be stressful. It's always stressful being a candidate. Okay, and then we ask the next question, and the next question, and that's it. Does this sound reasonable for tonight? Oh dear, okay. I see what we've got, Now, we have a technical challenge here. There it is. Maybe I should take that mic, then I can turn it off. Okay, I'm going to lay that with you. So, are you ready for your first question? Let me just get the first question. Very, very simple. Your first question, and you have a minute to answer it, goes like this. Please, in your first minute, your name, your party affiliation, maybe your cultural affiliation, and then your professional background. That's it. Easy, eh? 1 minute. Do you want me to say it again? Your name, your party affiliation, your cultural affiliation, and your professional background. 1 minute. Over to you, sir.
Okay, kia ora tātou, and this is Peter Chan speaking. I'm an independent. I come from Hong Kong originally. I was Malaysian Chinese. I stand both for the council and for the local board. I've been an elected member, being independent for over 8 terms, back to the Waitakere Council City days. And I appreciate such an organization. I love it, meeting you together, talking person to person.
30 seconds to go.
Yeah. I am committed to building environmentally sustainable community for our children. This is my home. I don't care where you come from. So far, people know you by what you have been doing. This is good enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause. That's great, eh? Yes, it is.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
So you use that microphone as well?
This one I can turn off because I'm not speaking, but I'll let them have the one that's not buzzing. Is that okay?
Distracting, that noise.
Oh, very distracting. I'm not. Actually, I don't really need this. Yeah. Okay.
True.
I'll just shout. Okay. Sorry, we digress. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt. Okay. Your minute starts now.
Kia ora. Thank you, Pele. Kia ora koutou, ko Dan Collins toka wingoa. I'm a Labour candidate for the Henderson-Massey local board, and I'm an incumbent member at the moment. Just finished up our last business meeting today. I hail from the beautiful Ōtautahi originally, but about 20 years ago I saw the light, moved up to Tamaki Makaurau. and I quickly discovered that West is best and found my way in Ranui, which I still think is the greatest suburb ever and probably one of West Auckland's best unkept secrets. And here I am.
30 seconds. When the bell goes, you still have 30 seconds.
Sweet, I've still got 30 seconds. And that's me, team. Kia ora.
Kia ora koutou katoa, talofa lava. Thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to see a great turnout. Thanks to everyone who's standing too. Shows how much we love our community. Ko toku ingoa, Oscar Kitely. I was born in Samoa, moved to Te Atatu when I was 4 and grew up out west, but also lived all around Aotearoa. And I guess I'm more known to maybe some in the community as a storyteller of screen and stage as well, and just finishing my first term as a local board member for Henderson-Massey. Kia ora, thank you.
Remember, folks, you still have 30 seconds after the bell, all right? So you've got 1 whole minute. Yeah.
Kia ora ana, kia ora tātou kātotoa, ko au, ko Repika George Koteka. I was born on the beautiful island of Rarotonga, a bit like Oscar. At the age of 2, migrated over to Aotearoa. Grey Lynn, actually, I think, like most of our Pacific peoples. My cultural background, I come from a long line of sea voyages. And so my most recent landing space for my tupuna is the Cook Islands. And my... that's my husband, so maybe you can give me a few more minutes. Professional background, I have a background in community development, youth leadership development, and currently a business owner, have a consultation business, and a second-year PhD student at the moment. Ngā mihi nui.
Wonderful.
Kia ora, ko Zui toku ingoa, Zui Neumann. No tiamana aho ko Te Atatu I Te Tonga e noho ana. So my name is Zui Newman. I just thought I'd stand up briefly so you can see me, but I'll sit back down. I'm from Germany originally, but I've lived here for about 30 years, and about 18 of those in Te Atatu South. Raised my children there. They're both grown up and just about out of the house now. My professional background, and I'm standing with the Green Party. I'm a Green Party candidate, so there's 29 candidates, and I'm the only Green Party one you'll be able to see. My professional background, I actually have a Master of Arts in Political Studies. Did you know that, Jess? No. And then I went and worked in publishing all my career, and a few years ago I gave that up because I wanted to do something with purpose, and I work in the charity sector now, still printing and distributing printed materials. I work for the Mental Health Foundation, so it's all about community well-being for me. Kia ora.
Nice, thank you. Thank you.
Kia ora, ko Jessica Rosa Ho. I am standing with the Future West team. That's a group of Labour and Greens and left-leaning. It means that I can demonstrate my values on a left spectrum while not be tied to any sort of party outcomes, not that I think many of the people in the local board are. I have been elected before in West Auckland in the Faux area. I've worked with the City Vision team as well, if anyone's familiar with them. They're kind of in the Central Isthmus. I started work in a trade and then got a degree in anthropology and a degree in business. I'm also a certified project manager. I've worked across transport, housing, education, and currently I'm in conservation, despite my youthful appearance. You could laugh, I mean, I'm not that youthful. And also, what's the other thing I was going to say about my career?
Time!
What? It's done!
Thank you, Jessica.
Kia ora, I'm Glenn Patel. I love the introductions everyone else had that I clearly should have practiced but didn't. Oops. I'm local. I was born, well, technically in the hospital, but I've lived in this actual district my entire life. And I just... Nope, I completely lost my place on that one. But I will say that my professional background is in education, and I'm just really trying to make a contribution here because this is important and I realised it.
Kia ora koutou katoa, ko Shane Henderson tōku ingoa. I'm proudly running under the Labour Party banner for re-election as your Waitakere Ward Councillor. Now, before this gig, I was a lawyer, specifically a community lawyer in Henderson, where I gave free legal advice to low-income Westies. And I had clinics all over West Auckland and the North Shore as well. And a part of that as well was I trained people on knowing their legal rights as well. So that took me through to prison rehabilitation programs. I worked in work and income. I trained Citizen Advice Bureau volunteers. And that led me here was a sense of service to the community and also an understanding of the challenges that we had and we still have. So please re-elect me along with Jess to take on those challenges. Kia ora.
Thanks, Shane. Thank you.
Stand up, sit down.
You can stand up, sit down, whatever you want, skip, do a bit of dance.
Won't be dancing. Yeah, hi, my name's Jim Corns. I'm standing for the Waitakere Ward. This is my second attempt. About 15 years ago, I stood for Waitakere, kind of as a joke, but I almost got in. But it was, I'm an architectural designer, been self-employed for around 50 years now. I'm 67, so I should have gone fishing and given it up, but I actually love what I do. It's, you know, you take a brief from owners and you try and create a dream for them. So this is what I want to take it a step further. The council, I feel, is out of touch with the community, and I'd like to make them more accountable and more transparent and more open. That's some of the fundamentals that I'm standing for. I hate it that you ring a person and they won't give out their phone number. It's like the secret police or something. It shouldn't be that. We're the paying customer. We should have access to those people that we're paying for those services. So my main aim is for increase in efficiencies. I don't think we need increase in rates. Things can just be done better and more efficiently, and they don't have to naturally be increased. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice.
Sabaidi, Talofa, Tēnā koutou. My name is Kay Love. I grew up in West Auckland since I was a baby. I originally from Laos, but I grew up with foster parents, so I do have a very diverse background. This diverse background taught me that I need to care about people because someone cared about me in my past, so that's why I'm standing. I want safer communities and affordable living. I have the compassion and I have the capability. I've represented New Zealand as an international fraud representative and as a senior immigration official all over the world in different New Zealand embassies. To get to that stage, you've got to be a fighter, and that's me. I've represented immigration clients, I have my own immigration firm, and I also am a teacher, and I also am a tennis coach. So if anything else, come to Te Pai Park Tennis Club and play some tennis with me. Thank you.
Nice.
Kia ora koutou, ni hao, 大家好. My name is Susan Liao. I'm standing for Henderson-Massey local board. I came here as a child from China, settled in Wellington first, finished my bachelor degree in Victoria University in Wellington, came up to Auckland. Right now, I'm a senior lecturer in supply chain management at Manukau Institute of Technology for over 12 years that are helping our youth connecting the theories into practice. And also, I'm a Justice of the Peace for 5 years, serving our communities access to free community services. On top of that, I'm a primary school board member that I'm supporting our teachers, supporting our tamakis, make sure that they survive in the best possible learning environment. That's me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Namaste, kia ora, good evening. My name is Roy Counts, and I came to New Zealand about 20 years ago from Mumbai, India. So I grew up there, made this my home. After I came here, I worked for Work and Income as a senior policy analyst. I have actually been a journalist in my past life, and I'm now currently a journalist. I'm a broadcaster, I'm on TV and on radio, and I'm also a filmmaker now. So I've got a wide set of skills, and I'm also a researcher. I've completed my master's from Massey University, and I've done my postgraduate diploma in policy from Victoria University. So that's my qualifications. And currently, my wife and my business partner Ajay is here, and I'm very happy to be here with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice.
Ko tarakihea te maunga hokianga te awa, te rarawa, to iui taua puri, te hapu, nuku tawhatu, te rangatira. Kia ora, my name is Denise Widdowson. I come from a small town in the Hokianga called Miti. I live in Te Aretu Peninsula with my husband Lloyd and my daughter Portia. Thank you both for coming tonight. I am standing as an independent candidate against Wayne Brown, as well as in the Massey Henderson ward and in the Te Aretu Peninsula ward trust. I am advocating for dogs and animals as well as the elderly. I think the council could do a way better job with a lot less money. Ngā mihi, that's it.
Thank you.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. Nice.
Tēnā koutou te whānau. I firstly just wanted to acknowledge you, Papali'i, for the beautiful karakia opening us up this evening. My name is Ingrid Papau, and I'm standing for the Waitakere Ward Councillor role, and also the Henderson-Massey Local Board. I'm an independent candidate, so I'm no political affiliation to any party. West is the home that I love, and for nearly 2 decades, my husband Tuvalu and I have raised our 3 kids in the West. And my background is in small business ownership, first in construction and then recently in the solar industry. So that's the last 17 years I've been doing business, and for the last 6 years I've been on the Henderson-Massey Local Board. So I have experience in governance. I'm highly involved with my kids' school at Rutherford Primary, and I'm on the Board of Trustees for that as well. Thanks for your time.
Kia ora, talofa lava. My name is Dr. Will Flavel. I'm currently the Deputy Chairperson of the Henderson-Massey Local Board and have been elected for 12 years. I represent the Labour Party. I'm also a high school teacher, and as many of you parents will know, we've just finished the school term, so I've taught at Massey High School, and I'm really energised by the zeal and enthusiasm of our rangatahi, of our young people, and I guess that's what keeps me young, is that actually listening to the voices of our young people. I've also taught at Rutherford College for 8 years as well. So for me, my education background as well, I have a PhD in education. I've got 2 master's degrees, a master's degree in education and criminology as well. With the criminology degree, looking at how we can reduce youth offending and what role that schools can play actually to reduce youth offending, which is a particular passion of mine, which I'm really hoping that we can continue listening to our young people on the decisions we make at council to make West Auckland a better place to live. Kia ora.
Good evening, my name is Dion Wallace. Been in New Zealand 23 years. Or used to be an IT engineer. Since being made redundant, I now am a coordinator for Waitakere Ethnic Board. I'm father to 2 daughters, one doing a PhD and the other one working as a project manager. I think for me, most of what I see is that council has moved so far away from our communities, and my big thing is to bring council back to the communities by doing street meetings, being more accountable to what they are supposed to do with our people. I know, like my brother over there, we have kind of the same feeling, but yeah, thank you for having me and listening to me.
Talofa lava, my name is Liao Tilsley. I am of Samoan and Scottish descent. I have been here for nearly 50 years, which is a long time. But most of you are quite young, so yeah, so 50 years. I am not party affiliated, but we have an umbrella under Westwoods, which each of us independents are standing together. Also, I am a community developer, which specialises in emergency response. And so you've seen a lot of me out there helping with both the floods and also down in Hawke's Bay, just a group of us. And yeah, love community, love being here, and yeah, we'll be here for all of it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ben Cox. I'm the ACT Local candidate. I grew up and started my career in Singapore and Malaysia. I was there for quite a few years in construction and manufacturing. Then I segued into the advertising industry and moved across to Australia and then back to New Zealand. I've held senior positions with multinational companies and family-run businesses, and for the last 4 years I've been running my own advertising consultancy in Te Atatū Peninsula. Thanks for coming.
Hi, I'm Luke Wilson, Westie through and through. Married, 3 kids, all schooled in West Auckland. Live here, work here, love the place. I know it very well. My background, 18 years in the police, sworn to serve and protect without fear or favour. So with that, I have no party affiliations. I'm not allowed to have a party affiliation in the job that I'm in at the moment. Currently working for NZTA in safety and infrastructure delivery. So part of being in the police, qualified teacher, crime prevention through environmental design, problem solving, Berg Squad, the list goes on. I know this community really well. I've been serving this community for 22 years. I want to continue doing it on the local board. I've already done a term, 2013 to 2016, so I have that experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
Hello, I'm Amanda Roberts. I live in Te Atatū Peninsula and I'm standing for the Henderson-Massey local board as part of the Westwoods team. I currently hold a position as an elected member on the Waitakere Licensing Trust as well, which I'm seeking re-election for too. My background is actually very similar to Ben's. I'm from the advertising background as well, and about 5 years ago decided to become a small business owner myself and now run my own agency where I support small business owners to help their business grow, which I find really rewarding.
Good evening everyone. My name is Jacob Curran and I'm running for Henderson-Massey local board. I'm a Kiwi and I think that's important because I think what's important for us with Westwards is getting some continuity and acknowledging what unites us in West Auckland. So we're here to provide a conduit to our community to ensure that we get more pragmatic spending and to some of those earlier points, more accountability in what's delivered. But I'd just like to acknowledge everyone on the panel tonight because I think that the amount of candidates that we've got standing really reflects the dissatisfaction that our community has with what we're currently getting. So well done everyone.
Kipai, round of applause for our candidates, and they do well. Yeah. You're probably amazed how long the minute is, eh? Yeah, you can actually fit quite a bit into the minute there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask you your second question, and then I'll give you a bit of a second to think about that question before we start again. And we'll start at your end if you wouldn't mind, bro, and we'll just work our way back again here. And then we might take a little breather after that. Is that okay? So I'm going to ask them the question, and then I'll give you something to do, and then we'll start at that end. Is that okay? Okay, really easy question. Question number 2. What 2 issues will you champion for the Henderson-Massey community? What 2 issues will you champion for the Henderson-Massey community? I'll give you a second to think about that before we start. In the meantime, why don't you turn to somebody sitting next to you and say, you look absolutely amazing, what is your secret? Go. And go. You look amazing, what is your secret? Yeah. We all good to go? Yeah, easy, eh? Just those 2 things. Thank you, Mr. And while you're at it, can you give a round of applause to our timekeeper? He just got the job tonight. Yeah. That's what happens when it's family friendly. You just look for your family and you give them a job. That's right. Okay, so we'll start at the far end. Shall we start with just that question again, and I'll call it, this is for you, Jacob, eh? So start with Jacob. What 2 key issues would you champion for the Henderson-Massey community? And you have a minute. Thanks.
Great, thanks, Pele. Yeah, I think we've got 4 of us here tonight, so I think that represents really well, and I know the team's got some specific things that we're going to cover on collectively, but I think I just want to address, as I said before, 2 major issues, which is pragmatic spending and accountability. So our job here isn't to come and tell you what you need. Our job is to come and listen to what the challenges that you have are, and be able to communicate those in a way that we can get that message through to council on what's important out here. So fundamentally, we're here because we want to see better spending, and we want to see better accountability out of our local council. So we want you to tell us what the key issues are. As I said, we do have a portfolio of things that are important for us, and the rest of the team will talk through those. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob.
You said that so well. It's almost done the job for me. I have two issues that, as part of our Westwards team, we've had quite a lot of meet the candidate events or meet and chat with Westwards, and there have been a couple of things that have come up time and time again that the community have said that they're really worried about, and one of those does centre around the crime that's been happening, and notably in many streets now where we see lots of cars that are on the road, lots of break-ins. We've now gone into school holidays, and yep, sure enough, outside there's been a couple of break-ins and stolen cars. So that is one area. Can we get our community watch going better? How can we enable some of our community patrols? The other one, unfortunately, is our stray dog population and roaming dogs. And I've had 2 personal experiences in my own local area where my dog was attacked recently. And working with council, I had a great experience on one hand, and then on the second experience it was terrible. So unfortunately, stray dogs, and how can we get local rescues and things more involved?
Thank you.
So you might have figured out what one of my 2 things is, and that's safety. You might wonder, how would an ex-police officer help without being a police officer? I have retired, by the way. I'm an expert in crime prevention through environmental design. That is designing spaces that are inherently safe, that make you feel safe, that are safe to be in. I can bring that. I will deliver that. The other thing is congestion. Currently working for NZTA, I understand what's going on in that space. I think we deserve to get places a little bit quicker than we already are. I would like to make that happen. Whatever solutions are out there, I will explore. As Jacob said, we'll be listening very carefully and delivering. I have no agenda. I have no set path on this. Thank you.
Thank you.
My family, like many here, runs on a pretty tight budget. We prioritise the essentials, like paying the mortgage and the groceries, and then we stretch every dollar after that. Unfortunately, our local board doesn't seem to be doing the same. Their priorities seem to be renaming roads and parks and painting Henderson streets blue. While our pipes fail and the roads fall apart, rubbish and crime piles up. Over the last couple of months, I've spoken to hundreds and hundreds of locals, and they're all telling me the same thing. None of these are their priorities. It's not what they're looking for. If elected, I'll champion 2 issues. First, cutting wasteful spending. Secondly, redirecting that money towards fixing real problems. Safer streets, reliable infrastructure, and cleaner neighbourhoods. Thank you.
No, thank you.
So a couple of the things that I would like to champion, first of all, is emergency preparedness that starts with us. I'd push the community-led planning, practical training and real resources so families, churches and local groups are ready before a disaster strikes, and we have seen that over the last few years. The second one is food affordability and self-reliance. I'd advocate for funding that supports our gardens, food hubs and education so that families can cook, grow, and be able to have that knowledge and have dignity doing so. Thank you.
Thanks, Zeal.
Yes, good evening again. For me, bringing the council or bringing local back to the community is my big ambition, I suppose, if you want to put it that way. The council, including the local board, have all moved way away from the community that they're supposed to be supporting, and that is my one big thing, is to support and to bring the council back to the community, and also to work with the council to get a more diverse group of people, younger people into the council, so that we can have a better council for everybody.
Cool, thank you.
As the current Deputy Chairperson of the Henderson-Massey Local Board, I was extremely concerned about some of the youth fights and happening in the public spaces, such as the malls, bus stops and train stations. What I did to address that was I wrote a letter to every single secondary school principal in West Auckland. I asked each principal to send 2 student representatives to meet with me and my local board colleagues to discuss what are the current issues for our young people. Why do you think that young people are sort of committing crime or engaging in fights at public spaces? And what are your solutions? Because too often we think that adults have the solutions to everything, but we forget to ask our young people. I often say that our young people are the leaders of both now and tomorrow, and it's really important that we engage with them. So my hope is next term that we continue that conversation. Toi tū te tiriti.
Thank you so much. Just this 1 minute thing is quite short, so just letting you know that I have a website up called ingridpapal.co.nz, and also on Policy NZ there's a number of my policies on there that I've spent time to bring so that people can read what's important to me. The 2 initiatives that I would absolutely champion is for infrastructure investment. For the West, it is something that is desperately needed. And the other one is for well-planned housing provision. So the growth in the West has been on steroids, and I think we need to push so that the growth happens in the inner city, so that it happens around the billions of dollars we've spent on the CRL investment, so that where the infrastructure has been invested by the governing body, that's where we need to build these high-rise houses.
Thank you.
Okay, my 2 things that I would do is mandatory desexing of all dogs unless you have a breeder's licence, because I'm still waiting for Wayne Brown and the SPCA to come back to me with a desexing voucher, and I currently have 5 dogs and a puppy, chickens, 3 cats at my home in Te Atatū Peninsula, and they're all rescues, and I won't be chucking any of them out anytime soon. The other thing I would do is our children, the rangatahi, they're the future. We need to empower them, and our older people could help them. We would champion them, and that is what I would do. They are the first 2 things I would do, because up north we have our kaumātua and our kuia. We listen to them. They lead the way, and the kids of today, you wouldn't have break-ins and things like that because they've got nothing to do, they're bored, and it would stop mental health, suicide.
Kia ora.
I have 6 policies on my website. I'm just going to touch on 2. So I believe that rates must be capped, and it should be linked to inflation. We can't have 5 and 6 and 7% rates every year. It has to be capped to linked to inflation. That's one. I believe that garbage collection should remain weekly. They're going to start a trial from October, and from February they're going to do it fortnightly in Te Atatū Peninsula. I believe it should remain weekly. And the last thing is, council should focus on core services. We do not have money for the nice to haves. When we have money, we can do that. But the limited resources that we have, we need to put it on core services and not on the things which waste. So we have got things like the food scrap, the bins. It cost us $35 million, and they spent another $3 million to promote it. Then we had the Henderson street trial, $1.3 million down the drain. We don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, my two priority lies in, first of all is the reliable public transport and safety, and second one is floods prevention and resilience. First of all, how many people told me, and also including me, experience unreliable transport in terms of bus and trains getting delayed, and also the unsafe road conditions like a footpath. So this is critical for us, especially for the youth, for seniors, and also for our families. So I will push for reliable and possibly most affordable public transport, so that and also safer walkways that enable us to have travel with more confidence. Secondly, is the floods. Floods is we all know that climate change and everything. There's flooding events coming to us more often, hit us more often. So we are very, very concerned about what's going to happen next. So I'll push for upgrading the flood prevention infrastructure. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Kay Love again. I'm running for Auckland Council because I know change happens in the council, and that's why I'm running. One thing is social justice and economic prosperity must go hand in hand, and that's why I'm independent. I don't want anyone to sway my decisions, and that's why social justice means safer communities. I've been around talking to local businesses, talking to local residents. They are so scared of being out on the streets. They get their stores vandalised because druggies are outside their premises. I want tougher laws on that. Safer communities is one. The next one is economic prosperity. We cannot survive. Small businesses are the backbone of our New Zealand. We cannot not support our local businesses. That means the 1.3 million that was spent out there, all the expenditure and festivals, things that we have, it needs to stop because people are crying. I go out there every day, people are crying because they don't understand why council are not listening to them. So that's why I'm standing. You change your leadership, you change your future.
Time.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Kay.
Hi. When I came into this, I like to do things factually, and so I do my homework. It took me 1 month to get an answer from the Auckland CEO. There's around 608,000 ratepayers in Auckland, and they take around $2.7 billion per annum. Their current debt, I think, is about $14 billion, so it's got out of hand. It's as a ratio of like a mortgage on a house. It's still disproportionate to their actual income stream. In West Auckland, there's around 60,000, just over, I think, 62,000 ratepayers, and so the equivalent in here is 205 million. And the CEO could not tell me how much was spent in West Auckland. So this is part of my thing, is I want transparency and accountability so that whatever rates are paid for in this West Ward should be spent in this local, and particularly in transport and infrastructure. Most of the people, I think we're all in very much of agreement that it should be available to people as the ratepayer.
Time!
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shane.
Kia ora, Shane here again. I'll just focus on two things briefly, but you can see on the back of the flyer. I want to lower the costs of your transport. So last election, I ran on a platform of a $50 weekly fare cap on your public transport, and I delivered it for you. And that has saved West Aucklanders a lot of money. A lot of West Aucklanders, a lot of money. But it doesn't go far enough. And if re-elected, I will push hard, and I have the results to back it up, to lower that public transport fare cap, which uses that system to break congestion so that if you do have to drive, you'll have less cars on the road. Second thing is a public swimming pool for the Northwest. We have one swimming pool for 250,000 people. It's not good enough. We've taken a lot of the growth here and we're not getting the money coming back, and that is just one example. So I got $15 million in the budget for that last term, so that's sitting there ready to go, but that won't be enough. So re-elect me to finish the job. Kia ora.
So my first policy that I want to talk about is walkability, which ties in a lot of what other people have actually been talking about, which is that you need to feel safe when you're going from place to place. You need to make sure that there's lit if you expect people to use them after dark. You need to make sure that things actually properly connect up. There's only small problems, but small problems make a real difference to people's lives when it comes to that kind of day-to-day thing where you have to use it or find a really painful alternative. Second policy is, and I've drawn a blank again, lovely. Right, green infrastructure. That's actually mentioned someone else. There's actually some really great things that we could do for the flood prevention that involve actually making the area that we live in nicer as well, but that's not the focus. It's actually just a lovely synergy that you can get between better planning to make sure that that hasn't happened anywhere near as badly again.
Thank you.
Kia ora, Jess Rose. So my two are climate change. It's not something far away. It's here and it's urgent. We've all experienced most recent things. The next thing will come along. So basically we want to reduce the impacts and we want to do better at how we manage them as well. That will be through investing and looking after civil defence. It'll be through funding community groups that do the best for the local people around them. And it'll also be around protecting nature, which actually speaks to my second point, which is urban design and localised planning. That localised planning will tie together the transport and the housing in a way that a local board can help manage what's best for the community and be a conduit back to council, which Shane and I will be standing on. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes, kia ora, and kia ora. So I've also got more than 2 points, but I'll stick to 2 today. So check me out on Vote Auckland. So Policy NZ is a good one, individual web pages, and also Vote Auckland. You can compare the policies side by side. So Zui Newman, standing for the Green Party. Obviously, my number one topic is climate change, and for us in a suburban environment in Henderson-Massey, that means transport. I mean, we all know it. We're stuck in traffic every day, and it is a huge drain on quality of life. So climate change is not about something that happens at some time in the future, but what we do now, the changes we do make now, also make our life right now much more pleasant and better, and save us time with the daily commute, make our environments, our residential neighbourhoods more pleasant. You talked about flood prevention, Glenn. That's exactly right. If we enable more green spaces to be available for, as a sponge city approach, it'll be nicer for us as well. Kia ora.
Kia ora tātou. Ooh, that's loud. As an independent candidate, because I didn't mention that, these are the 2 things that I will be standing for. Inclusive, informed communities. I will champion stronger civic education, meaningful engagement and leadership so our people truly understand how democracy works and how their voices shape local decisions. Still, too many people don't understand the process or feel disconnected, and I've spent some time as a candidate talking to community members about this particular process. I want to change that. The foundation is then stronger for robust conversations around transport rates, parks, events, etc. Secondly, climate resilience. I have seen rangatahi swimming in our local waterways, streams. My family, along with countless hundreds and thousands of others, have planted trees along the Opunuku and Oratia streams. Biodiversity was supported as a result, and we were part of that. I will advocate for cleaner waterways, greener neighbourhoods and climate resilient infrastructure that protects our whānau now. Sleeping outside.
Should talk to your husband. My old man and my siblings all used to have holiday jobs on the factories on Henderson Valley Road. I would really want to support revitalising a safe and thriving Henderson town centre. For the Henderson-Massey area, this is our jewel. I would love West East to not have to leave West Auckland to go to work. It would be awesome, especially with congestion charges coming possibly in the future. So that's a big thing, is creating a West Auckland that our young people are also proud of. Thank you. Oh, sorry, that's 30 seconds. Hey, spot on with the timing. And the other one is really boring. It's infrastructure. We're one of the poorest boards in Auckland. Of the 21, we've got $8 for something for an area, arohe, that costs $20 to fix and to maintain. It's fighting for our fair share. A big part of the job is actually saying no to cuts. is saying no to cut spending. It's actually fighting for the people. 60% of whom experience deprivation. Thank you for that.
Kia ora. First priority for me, one that I am currently championing and I'll continue to champion, is safety. So how many of you here would be happy to walk from here to the train station right now? 1, 2, 3. You're happy to do it? Well, it's a few, but it's not that many. Look, so I've secured funding for youth engagement, which will see youth workers on the streets, engaging with youth, talking to them, getting to know their stories, putting on events for them and just de-escalating problems where need be. I've also sit in on the West Auckland Safety Network, which is a coordinated group led by the police and the West local boards. We coordinate with our community patrollers, etc., to put more eyes where they need to be most. Second priority, definitely community organisations. So we're blessed in the West to have a really good network of community organisations that deliver bespoke programs and respond to needs in their communities. They're worth their weight in gold. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, kia ora. When I first came to New Zealand, I was a part-time lecturer at the Auckland University. I was heavily engaged with students. So to me, youth is important. And the youth employment and representation to the council is important. We need to expand the youth view. We need some education for them so that this will keep the street violence down. And this is an important issue. And I also support the business associations to assist with the youth employment. The other thing is the transport. Right. Money from the council should be spent locally. This is not how it grows, but it's important for us to spend the money wisely. So I need a reliable, accessible transport. Enhancing motor bus services for the West, particularly from Te Ata to Peninsula to Braemcrit and to the airport. Well, I still have some time, and thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Peter. Right, now folks, I just have received one apology, and that's from Linda Cooper. She's unwell, so she's unable to be here. However, we have a gentleman who's just arrived. I'm going to take the microphone over to him. So you've got an opportunity in 1 minute to tell us your name, your affiliation party, and then 2 important issues that you want to represent.
Nisambula and kia ora. My name is Vincent Naidu. I'm originally from Fiji, but I've been here since 1989 and in New Zealand since 1971. I'm a Labour endorsed candidate, and the reason being because I ascribe to the values and principles of the Labour Party. And, 2 major issues for me are big ticket issues. We have an aging population and a huge growth in West Auckland. We need a full service hospital. That's a big ticket issue. We need to work with the central government and the council to deliver on that. Second, a lot of our young people and adults every morning commute to Central City or South Auckland for employment. We've got an emerging $100 million creative industry here. We live in a digital age. We can work on that and expand that. We've got people who come here to look at our vineyards. Why can't we be like Barossa Valley and create a tourist hub? We got Corbans there, which can be... Time! Thank you.
It's tough, eh? It's tough. How are you finding it? It's quite tough, eh? Anyway, we've got 2 more questions. Look, I know it's a lot of information to absorb, and I know in your head now it must be all just getting all furry and wiry. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just sit up a little straighter in your chairs. And let's just take 1 deep breath. Everybody, all breathe. 1 deep breath in. Here we go. And hold. And then release. Beautiful. Just get some of that oxygen in. Although some of it's been taken out already by some of the candidates. All right. Here we go again. 1 deep breath. Here we go. And hold and hold. I'll be back in a... No, okay. And release. And one more, and one more. This is really good for you. Okay, one more time. Here we go. And breathe. And hold.
Time.
Hey, I reckon we picked the right timekeeper, eh? He's fantastic. I've never had help. I've always all done it myself. So it's been really, really good to have my uso here just give us a hand. Right, now, folks, we're going to rip straight into our next two questions. We won't take a break now because you can have a break after. I can see that if we keep tracking along, we're going to have a little bit of time at the end where we can just mix and mingle in the room next door over coffee and tea and water and just, again, explore some of the candidates and what more they have in their minds. Okay, so our third question out of 4, simple question here. What 2 measures will you take to keep your promises and stay accountable to this community? That question again, what 2 measures will you take to keep your promises and stay accountable to this community? So we're going to start with you, Peter. We'll start at this end and we'll just rock and roll back to the other side. All right, again, we have 1 minute. And
thank you. Such an easy question for me.
Great.
Well, I've been in the council elected as independent for over 8 terms. Why? I've been here for just about 28 years. Because they think that I keep my promise. And my track record could prove this. Why should I stand again? Because of the unfinished business for the full walkway, for the swimming pool, for our road safety, and also to continue our dialogue with our youth leaders in the community. We want to have a safe place. And that's the reason why.
Nice, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just move along as you go.
Kia ora. I think the best way that I could be held accountable and keep promises is to continue to engage with the community on a daily level, face to face, kanohi ke kanohi. That way it keeps you honest, because when you're dealing with people in the community and community organisations, they're always going to tell you what they think. They won't hold back, and it's good. Where I've got all of the good results that I've gotten from is from engaging with community. So crossings outside of schools, etc., have all come to me from community. So I can't really put enough emphasis on it. I'm held accountable by you, and that's me. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
When I got on the board, I just wanted to be a bridge to the board from my community, and that's not just Pacific people, it's Te Atatu people, it's Ranui people, Massey people, it's pretty much everyone here. But the good thing about the role is that it's part-time, is that you can still have a normal job and be a regular person. But within that part-timeness, you've got to be able to fit a lot in. So I think one thing I'll commit to is going to a lot of things as much as I can, because it is, as Dan said, about engaging. And the second thing is just listening when I do talk to people. Because when you get elected by the people, you're pretty much owned by them 24/7. And there's never a moment where you're not working. So it's just always keeping your ears open and your mouth shut.
Nice. Thanks, Rebecca.
Kia ora, I'll be open and transparent. For over 20 years, I've stood alongside whānau in real community spaces, from neighbourhood events to grassroots initiatives. I volunteer on 2 local boards. I'm part of a steering group. I run wellbeing programs in this community. If an elected board member, I won't just post updates. I'll host talanoa-style gatherings, use social media for open Q&A, and create simple, accessible updates so everyone can hold me to account. Genuine community engagement. Accountability isn't a slogan for me, it's lived. Through my church, Sita Harvest, Lemoana West Collective and Community Waitakere, I stay grounded. I don't just speak to our community, I listen to them. This is my home where I've built lasting relationships. As a Pacific Wahine and Indigenous researcher, extraction of data or voices is never the goal. The goal is shaping decisions together with respect, reciprocity and trust.
My Lord, Rebecca.
Yeah, kia ora. Obviously, I have not been on the board before, so I gave this some thought. And I think what's important is that as a Green Party candidate, you know where I stand. You know, and you might agree with that or not, but there's no hiding that I'm for public transport, I'm for walking and cycling, I'm for cycleways, I'm for water quality, I'm for supporting the community organisations that are already doing the fantastic work along the streams, in community gardens, all the great work, arts, the creative life. I'm not for cutting rates. I'm for improving community services. So I think that's the main thing. You know what I'm about and you know what to expect, and that's what you're going to get. And I just really look forward to it. I'd love to put my energy into this place, which has been my home for 20 years, and make it the best little goddamn place there is.
Nice. Jess.
Well, I already have demonstrated a history of accountability, which I will continue. So, number one, I have a record of 100% attendance rate when I've served on the local board, so I would be continuing that, and that's measured, so that's a very, very, it's a strong measure. The other one is quarterly board reporting or monthly council reporting, of which I've done both, so those can be found on LinkedIn. I have a new website, which I haven't transferred all my files over to, but I will be doing that, and that would be going forward. Absolutely. And then I would intend to be having public forums as well, so that's come and meet the councillor at the library or in cafes so that people have access and can check in on accountability, while also having the full suite of social media tools, etc.
My plan is to take a piece of advice that seems a little odd at first, which is be yourself, because I'm the kind of person who naturally makes themselves available 24 hours for causes they believe in, even when it was probably a bad idea, and exemplified by the fact that I was up at 6 this morning for a meeting I said literally nothing in, but it was important that everyone was there to listen. And that was just purely because I believe in supporting people, I believe in listening, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it because I'm not actually an experienced politician, like me, the wonderful people who are staying here, but I am going to do everything I can to help people if that's what you choose to trust me to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn.
Just briefly, I've got the second highest attendance rate of any councillor in the city, so when you elect me, you know that at the town hall, your views will be represented around that table, and fiercely, as any West Aucklander would. The other thing is accountability is daily, right? So I follow up things daily with the community and various issues, and I'll tell you a story if I've got the time. I got the roundabout done in Vodanovic and School Road in Tier 2 South. So that came from a constituent email that said this is really dangerous and AT are doing nothing. So I went down there. I door knocked all of them, about 100 houses, and I heard all the stories of all the near misses, all the fear that people had coming out of their driveways. I took those stories to AT, put them on the table and said, you guys are going to act now. And so they did, and now we've got a roundabout down there. So that's an example of the way that I operate and the way that I will continue to operate. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Yeah, start again. Okay. One of the main things is there has to be a level of trust. You know, you get a vote and you've got to do a job. And so I want complete transparency. Don't hide from anything. I'm the sort of person, I do a lot of research before I open my mouth. You know, I got that advice a long time ago. You can easily put your foot in it. So do your homework, get it right, and listen to what people are asking. And so, like I said, I'm a pretty fact-based person. I like to have the information, listen to people, see what they want, see how you can act on it. So be available via email. I put my phone in. Haven't given my home address, but probably that'll be the next thing, door knocking. But, you know, we're just ordinary people. We're trying to do a job here for you and represent you the best way we can. So it's to get the community involvement and listen to people and try and get results for you. I think that 205 million, every cent of it should be spent here. And it really offends me that the CEO cannot tell you where the money is spent. I found that really hard to fathom. Thank you, sir.
My name is Kay Love. I'm running for Auckland Council. I'm a social disruptor. I've done that all my life. I had to fight my way up to everything and to everyone. And that's why my immigration clients, they believe in me, because I have to be logical, rational, and be able to fight for their case. That's why I'm fighting for you, because right now, name one thing, you will have one thing that you are not happy with council. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to change it. I'm here to be the social disruptor, and I can do that. And I'm telling you now that the accountability and the measure of it is you. You will be my accountability. And I can tell you it won't be, if I'm on council, it won't be as worse as what it is now. Thank you.
Susan.
Kia ora. Accountabilities, to me, it means visible and open. So what I'll do is I'll still keep all my social media channels open and provide regular updates on a weekly basis, so our locals can see what's going on at our local board level. Quite often we don't have that information. Secondly is I'll continue to listen to our people directly, face to face. For example, I'll go to the markets, libraries, and also the community centers where people naturally gather. So I'll be listening. Instead of you chasing me, I'll come to you. So in the way that you see me out in the community, listen and report back. Thank you.
I want to make two quick points. The first thing is that I have been actually holding drawing room meetings for the last 2 months. So I'm meeting small groups of people in their houses. Yesterday I was at the Ranui Baptist Church with the Korean community. Before that I was at the Ishkon temple. And what I'm doing is I'm actually talking to people about the issues and I'm talking to people about what we will do. But I'm not making any promises. The reason is that we do not know, we don't have a definition for core services. So the government is coming out with the local government systems improvement amendment bill. It will actually define what's a core service. So catching crooks, is that a core service? No. Homelessness, is that a core service? However big the issue is, it's not a core service of the council. So when ratepayers pay something for core services, that's what we should do. So hence, I'm not making any promises about safety and all of that, because we need to know what are the core services. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, for me, I work for the New Zealand Herald, NZME. I'm a publishing hand. I'm a director of a property company. With the dogs up north, I worked as a volunteer for the Bay of Islands Animal Rescue, and I am proud to say that we have now managed to work with our communities, with the marae and everybody, to get lots of dogs desexed and cats. Also, with that is what I am wanting to do down here in West Auckland. I would go through every pound, because I was a project manager with Telecom for 25 years, and I pay attention to detail, so I'll see where all the holes are and then I will fix them. And as far as the young people, I would go and ask them, why are you doing this? And I'm not afraid of fallout. I'm not at all. And that's what I stand for. Thank you very much.
I work hard and I turn up. And I'm really proud that if you look online over the last 6 years with the Henderson-Massey local board, I have 100% attendance, which is pretty full on. I'm surprised I haven't been unwell for any of that, but I'm grateful. I'm quite sceptical of people who say, I have done this and I have done that, because I know what it takes. You have to work collaboratively. And if you're sitting around a governing body table or a Henderson-Massey local board table, you actually have to be able to get along and have relational leadership. You have to be able to get on board to your ideas, those that are around you, and work together. So I value people and community. I'm a person of faith, and that's important to me, is relational leadership, servant-hearted leadership, and being collaborative with those around me.
Nice and good. Thank you, Will.
Kia ora anō. I'm proud of the beauty and diversity of this area of West Auckland. And for me, having been elected 4 times shows to me that people have aroha and trust for me, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to serve our local board area. Some of the most important times when I'm meeting with communities are the meetings where I'm not organised. So, for example, having 20-minute conversations in the aisles of Henderson Pack and Save, or watching on the sidelines, watching the Te Atu Roosters, watching my former students playing rugby league, or hanging out at the different festivals like Diwali, like Waitangi, Waitakere. Those festivals are really important because it's an opportunity to authentically gauge. They're not here tonight. The people that we really need to speak with, they're not here tonight. So finding natural ways of engaging our community is, for me, the most important. Kia ora.
Nice, Will. Kia ora, Will.
I have a Dionism. Thankfulness is a doing word. And I live by that. And that's why I decided to stand for local board. Our communities need more accountability. they need to be more involved, and that needs to be asked, what do you need, not what are we giving you? And that's basically where I'm coming from, is that our community out there are suffering, and we, as I suppose I call it this, the community leaders should be out there talking to our community and asking them, what do you need and how can we help you? And so accountability for me from the local board is of paramount importance. Thank you.
No. Thanks, Leo.
Every public servant for government, every single councillor, every single local board member should be accountable to you. They should be transparent, and this is a question that actually saddens me, because we should be, the people who are standing for you, should be already accountable to you. And so we come here, we've been given this question. But for me, you know, taking regular check-ins where people already gather, where churches, schools, maraes, we will show up, we will listen, and we'll report back. These are the things that I feel accountability should be something that's already embedded deeply into our council and local boards. Thank you.
I'm not a politician. I'm not one of the current board members who's brought us to the situation we're in at the moment. I'm standing for the local board because I believe that we deserve better value for every dollar spent in our rates. And I believe if I am successful, it'll be my job to be accountable to each of you until that's delivered. I'll keep running regular polls and updates on my Facebook page so everyone can reach out to me directly and share their concerns. I'll host regular community forums so that people can question me face to face on all of my decisions, as well as the proposals that I support and oppose. Finally, I'll provide transparent progress reports so everyone can track where our money is being spent and how our priorities are being met. Accountability starts with being accessible and honest, and that's my promise to Henderson-Massey.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I've given 22 years of service, politically neutral, and accountability to me in the police anyway led to promotions and tasks of fixing problems in the community. It meant that when I went out in public places, I had kids coming up and giving me hugs. I had parents showing me their parenting certificates, people who had done CADS programs showing me their certificates. Connected with the community and getting that feedback, you know, was often positive. And me being here right now is me showing my accountability. I've done this job before. I believe I did it very well. I've had a lot of people ask me to get back into it. So I'm here right now because I want to go back to delivering those things that people are asking of me again. I feel a responsibility.
No.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Leo, and yeah, accountability is the same as your reasons. This is being accountable. For too long I sat in the background and moaned and whinged about things, and then I started to get on board, and I've reached out to our local board members, and I have made some progress and had some great things that they've helped work with, and so this is me now actually stepping into that as well and doing that for our community.
Yeah, I think the first thing on track record, so Westward started more than 10 years ago. It's based solely in West Auckland, and it's grown extremely quickly to a point now where we've got 16 candidates, and it shows the faith that we've got in the accountability of each other, and it also shows the faith that the community has in Westwards as well. But again, I think Leah said it perfectly, and it's almost an ironic question that we've got to ask how we're going to be accountable individually, because to the gentleman's comment over here around trying to get information on the spend, we shouldn't have to individually identify how we're going to be accountable. We should have a system that's accountable to us because we're the ratepayers and they work for us. So we want to get in there. We want to make the system accountable to the community.
Yeah, I've been, for the last 4 decades, I've been involved in the justice sector and also been privy to significant development in this country. But at the end of the day, what does accountability to means? To me, it basically means, what's the legacy I'm going to leave behind for my children, for my mokopunos, and for my community? This is home. And at a practical level, it's having a dashboard approach, where you measure every month but against key indicators and performance indicators and report back. And finally, why can't we have board meetings over here, in the marais, in the church halls, in the mandiras, and the mosques, and things like that? Here.
Beautiful. You hang on to the mic if we're going to start with you. Okay, good. Well, shall we give another round of applause for those answers? Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I can't help feeling if we took all this lot and just took them to Parliament and just plonked them in there and they just replace all the other ones that are down there. It'd be pretty simple, eh? We've got the talent, we've got the creativity, we've got the designers, we've got the structural analysis, we've got infrastructure, we've got everything here. We've got culture, we've got everything. It's fantastic. So I'm proud to be out here in the West, eh? Aren't you? Yeah, really, really good. All right, we have one more question, but I think we should do a little waiata, eh? Just to spread our wings a wee bit. So last week was Te Reo Language Week. Shall we do Tu tira mai ngā iwi Tātou tātou e Tu tira mai ngā iwi Tātou tātou e Whai a te mārangatanga Me te aroha E ngā iwi Ki aputahi Ki aputahira Tātou tātou e Tātou tātou e Just in case you're feeling insecure, you are my sunshine. Here we go. My only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. Well, young people are going there. You never know, dear Gen X, how much I love you. Please don't take. Please don't take my sunshine. We're going to sing that in Hindi now, shall we? I thought that would get you stuck for a moment. Yeah. Okay, folks, our very last question before we, again, round off this part of our formal session and we go next door to have a little bit more of relaxed talanoa or kōrero or conversation with the candidates. It's a really simple question. Now, I was thinking before, candidates, I think you've answered this question in part. So when this is asked of you now, I think you might just dig a little bit deeper, think a little bit more about how this question can be relived in another way, because I know some of you answered. It's a simple question. It goes like this. Why should the Henderson-Massey community place their trust and vote in you? Easy, eh? So why? So you might think about something a little bit more creative about your answer. I'll answer that once more. Why should the Henderson-Massey community place their trust and vote in you? And we're going to start up that end again. Your minute starts now.
I've held positions of great responsibilities and trust and dealt with what I call critical information at ministerial levels and so. And I've been a justice of peace for the last 26 years. At the end of the day, there's a saying in Maori, Kumara doesn't say how sweet it is. It is for others to say how sweet it is. It is for you to vouch and affirm my integrity and trust. Kia ora.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, put your faith in Westwards, and so in order to garner trust, we need to deliver. But I think in order to be able to deliver, we need to have the power to be able to do so. And I think that talking about the frequency of rubbish collections is one of the challenges that we've had. So we voted against that. So we want to stick with weekly rubbish collections, but without the weight in this position or on the board, we can't get those things pushed through. So please give us your faith, and hopefully we've represented well today on what we want to achieve. And so put your trust not just in me, but put your trust in the team, And as I said, we've got a great track record for you to go on and have a look at. Westboards has grown from strength to strength, so have a look, give us some trust, give us some faith, and give 8 ticks to Westboards for Henderson-Massey Local Board. Thank you.
I don't think I can earn your trust in a 1-minute pitch. I think it comes from actually having a longer conversation. So I think for me it's actually about thinking about when I have voted, who I have put my trust in, and I think that's partly why I've become part of the Westwoods team, putting my trust in this team, and also believing in the way that Ken has done things differently and the backing of Westwoods. So he is someone who reaches out to the community, he's been very vocal, he's straight up, and I think that's why I put my trust in the Westwoods team, and that's what I look to when I'm looking for people to vote. So I don't have a track record of having been on the board, so all I can do is ask for you to come and have a chat and then decide if you want to put your trust and your votes in me and the Westwoods team. Thank you.
I'd have to agree, I can't ask you to trust me. Talk to somebody that knows me and ask them. I've been a police officer for a long time. You can't do that job if you can't be trustworthy. I do trust my team. I am a good judge of character. All the people in the Westwoods team I trust. Hopefully that means something to you guys. It means a lot to me. If I can't be trusted, that's the one thing I can't bear with. I can't bear talking to people or dealing with people I can't trust. I think it's the most important thing that I actually bring. I'm 100% trustworthy. I'll tell you now. There's nothing I can do to prove it to you but ask someone. Thanks.
Thank you.
Henderson-Massey deserves someone who listens and gets the basics right. I'm focused on fixing the things that matter most. Roads, crime, and the everyday issues that people actually face. I'll work for practical solutions, I'll stay transparent, and involve the whole community in every step. You'll always know where I stand, and you'll always be able to reach me. That's my promise.
So if you want change, you need to decide change, and it has to start with you. And I'm asking you to vote for not just myself but my team. One of the things that I am very strong on is servant leadership. My faith has actually allowed me to go beyond my own. I would just rather be at home, actually, with my husband and my kids when they come home. But I'm here, and I'm asking you to believe in me and believe in Westwoods. We will be accountable in 3 years' time. When you vote us in, you can come back and say, okay, what did you guys say you were going to do? You did. Thank you.
Nice, yeah.
Being 24 years in the West, I believe that growing a strong economy in the West and growing a strong community, an inclusive community in the West, is of paramount importance to, I think, all of us here, and of course to you. So as the gentleman said earlier, it's not, I can't make you trust me or you give me my vote. Speak to those who know me. I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm available anytime. You can call me, you can email me, you can get me on Sands Live Radio, that's my radio station. And I'm available, and I'm committed to a good and honest, open governance.
Ngā mihi aroha kia koutou katoa, whawhtai lava mo le awanoa. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. I love and value this community. I live here, right here in Henderson. I brought my first home here in Henderson. I've taught thousands of young people in the Henderson-Massey Local Board area. So I really am connected strongly with the many whānau living in this area. I'm visible in the community, so I play sport, I watch sport, I volunteer for a number of charities, particularly around literacy and education, because that's really important for me. So I'm really thankful for the support and hoping that we continue with that support for next term. Kia ora koutou.
Yeah, I think we're really blessed to be in the West. West is best, and we live out the old Waitakere way, and it's a legacy that was put before us by those who have gone before us, and that's something that I want to honour and see flourish again in the West. I think the super city has diminished a lot of that. We got a bit lost in the big metropolis, but I would fight for the West. So I think I'd be a fresh face and a fresh voice around the governing body table for you. I work hard, I'm experienced. I will collaborate well with others. I get on with my colleagues. I value common sense and evidence-based policy making. I'm passionate about building community spirit and supporting engaged communities. I'm also a person of the treaty, and that's something I will always honour.
As an independent candidate, in my opinion, I would work with the youth. I believe we've got to diversify and work with everybody right the way through these communities, and then that way we could solve a lot of problems. What else was I going to say? I would, if you voted for me, I would stand for compassion, dignity, equanimity, forgiveness, gratitude, humility, integrity, justice, kindness and love. And I am a resident of Te Atatū Peninsula. I bought my first house there when I was 24, so that was 37 years ago, and I am thoroughly invested in that community. Kia ora, and thank you for your time tonight.
Well, I am an independent, and my tagline is your vote, your voice. So your vote will not be the voice of my party or the voice of my ideology, but it will be your voice. Hence, I think you can trust me. Now, what I have done is I've got a dedicated phone number, and I've got a dedicated email and a Facebook page and a website. Now, I may or may not win, but I have made that so that in case I win, that will be where those will be my platforms from where I will actually reach out to everyone. So you can trust me because I will tell you exactly what's happening, and I will be in touch with you. Thank you.
I think people should vote for me because I bring both professional expertise and also community experience. For me, as I mentioned earlier, I'm also a JP teacher, lecturer, and also the school board member. Most importantly, I'm your neighbor who listens. And also I deeply root in this community, and I know how to serve based on my years of working experience. So I'll bring the voices for youth, seniors, women, Maoria, Pacifica, and also migrants' voice to the local board decision-making table. So together, let's make the invisible visible and also build a stronger, fairer West Auckland. Thank you.
My name is Kay Love again. I am running. I could give you like a political speech, but I'm not. I'm just going to say it as because I don't have a filter. The reason why I'm standing is because I was upset that my father was running in the hospital for 12 hours. So that's why I've got those. That's why I listen to people. Those are the things that I'm standing for. Safer communities, affordable living, reliable transport and better healthcare. I am the only person in this room with the level of experience that I have told you about. There is no other immigration official with my experience. That is why I can fight for you, because I have logic, I have rationale. And that is why, if you vote for me, not only will I collaborate, but it's about standing up and fighting hard and talking about the hard things. That's what makes a leader. Being that person to be able to take the brunt. That's me. Thank you.
Okay, this is the last 1 minute you'll hear from me. I think, I've got to congratulate everybody here. I think I'm centre-right, if you want to know. I'm not Green, I'm not Labour. I'm an independent, but I can tell you my political leaning is centrist and right, if anything. My big thing is accountability, transparency. Those are the fundamentals that I think we should all value. And like I said, we all want the best for our own families and kids. We can't hope where our parents are or where we came from or anything. New Zealand is now a very diverse community. I can tell you I'm born in Hamilton. lived there till I was 22, then shifted to Auckland, lived here for most of my life here. At my college, there was one Indian boy and one Chinese boy, and I can still remember their names from something like 47 years ago or more. Actually, even that might be wrong, 57 years. So, you know, this is a thing. My two daughters went to Ross School Grammar, 63 nations at that school now. So that's happened in a single generation. So we've become a very diverse... Thank you. Cheers for everyone.
Yeah, look, to have trust, you have to have trust in the values of your councillors, because most of us are not following day-to-day boring council meetings, but we know when we send the councillors to the town hall, they will represent our interests. And let me tell you about my values. I grew up tough, man, struggling. In the shadow of the mother of all budgets, we struggled to put food on the table. It was a daily struggle, and it's a daily struggle now for so many West Aucklanders still. You need a team and you need councillors that understand that struggle. They understand that public services are so important for people to preserve, protect and grow. Library hours, parks, playgrounds, these are the kind of things that struggling families rely upon for their children and for themselves to enjoy their city. These are the values that the Labour Party hold. These are the values that West Aucklanders hold. And I'm asking you to vote for your Labour team, myself, Shane Henderson and Jess Rose. Kia ora.
This is a room full of people who you can trust to do what they believe in. I trust pretty much all of you guys to do that, which means that I believe the most important thing is policies. This should be a referendum on ideas, on what people stand for. And this is why this is the point that I've chosen to shill for my website, glennpatel.org. Please do check it out if you have the time. If not, I understand. And in general, we should be thinking about, you know, what we want people to do, not... You should judge the character, but I do actually think everyone here is wonderful. I've been listening to these speeches, and you guys all impress me. I just want... This is an amazing experience to be part of. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so why vote? Vote for Shane and I is strategic. You get 2 ticks in this area for councillor. We've committed to collaborating so that we can fight together to get the West its fair share. Also, I can hit the ground running. I already have strong relationships around the council table. My reputation there does precede me. Why trust me? I do have a proven track record in delivering what I say that I'll do, whether that's gaining hundreds of thousands of dollars for our town centres and community groups, or whether it's just going into bat for a local community group to save their loved park, which was one of the only ones saved in Tamaki Makaurau over COVID, which is something that I achieved. So I can be trusted, I am accountable, and this is a strategic choice.
Thank you, Jess. Oh, it's my last one. Right. I think it's about 2 things. It's about skills, and I know the work on the local board is a lot of reading reports, it's a lot of long meetings, and those are within my skill set. But more deeply than that, it's about values. So thank you for raising values, Shane. If you, as an environmentalist, as somebody who cares first and foremost about people and planet, you know, I know it sounds corny, but I do actually want to make this world a better place. And you know the old joke that we used to say, what if the hippies are wrong and we make the world a better place for nothing? You know, we know now they're not wrong, but we can still make the world a better place. And that's what I'm here to do. So I hope if you agree with those values, vote for me.
Kia ora tātou, thank you. I can't make you vote for me or trust me, that's up to you. But during COVID, I received a phone call to help with dissemination of food because it was going in the rubbish. So I got the phone call to do that. When the floods hit, it was a couple of us from the community that were asked to step in and coordinate all the food, feeding everyone in all the centres right across West Auckland. I put my hand up as a candidate because I care. I want to support my community and ensure their voices are actively shape local decisions. I'm not new to this mahi. I've been building relationships, leading initiatives and walking alongside rangatahi families and grassroots groups long before this campaign.
I bring over 20 years of hands-on community service, governance experience, and a deep commitment to listening and acting on the voices of community. And I still have a little bit more time. You can trust me because my track record shows consistency, transparency, and accountability. And please, if you haven't already, put a vote in for Repika George Koteka. Kia ora!
Oh, guys, you shouldn't trust anyone. I only trust a few people in life. I feel like I'm still earning trust as a local body politician. That's why I'm going for a second term, because I don't just want to be one and done. But I just do want to use this time to thank you for coming. Just turning up with your bodies is huge, especially in these times. They say voting is an act of love for your community. So is standing up and running for your community. That's a kind of self-flagellating love. And I ask you just to trust yourselves. And do your research, and it is important who your councillor is. As much as the board can do, there are times where we might advocate for something, one councillor will vote for it, the other one won't, and then the West voice is lost. Doesn't mean anything. So it is important who you vote for councillor. Look at what they voted for, look at if the stuff that they voted for aligns with what you believe and what you value in, and yeah, last time the turnout was 40%. But it's not just New Zealand, the whole world does that. So, yeah, trust yourself. Thank you.
Kia ora. I live here, I work here, I raise my kids here. I'm currently finishing up my first term on the local board. The reason you should vote for me is because I've got a track record of delivery. I've listened to people and I've delivered results, whether it be getting street markings repainted because they're faded and you can't see the pedestrian crossing anymore, whether it's getting youth engagement to help combat crime in Henderson. I've problem solved and I've gone out there and I've listened and I've delivered. Kia ora.
Well, I have a responsibility to the community that elected me repeatedly for the past 24 years because they think that I'm a good people and I do a good job. It's easy, right? I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. People say, Peter Chan, you are too straightforward. That's me. When I say yes, I mean yes. When I say no, I mean no. Just simple formula, right? I know how the council works, and I've been here for so many years. I'm a Westie. And people know me just by the mouth of God because I don't have a budget. I'm not rich, but I'm here ready to be voted by you. And this is me. Vote for Peter Chan, vote for the West, vote for the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that was good, eh? Did you get closer to where you need to be? You just needed that question, eh? Just need to get it right. Look, once again, just put your hands together and say thank you to the panel for just getting through that pretty quickly. Just, man, I can tell you, you try it at home. Just try, you men, you're used to it. It's been only given a minute, I'm sure. But when you're at home, just try and fit everything you want about your life into those 1 or 2 minutes. It's really, really hard. So just congratulations, team. You did really, really well. And thank you, because I know what it costs for people to have to come out of your shells just to make sure that we've got as much information and informed as we can be. Now, folks, it's like we've come to the end of the formal stuff, but actually, I just got permission from our leader. There's some young people in this room, and I thought it'd be just quite nice to give our young people one opportunity for a question that they might raise. Now, when I say young, I don't mean in your 60s. I mean young and try and think real young, like Gen X or even younger than that. Yeah, that should include people like me now. So just one question, and then we're going to allow all of you just to give a quick sort of 30 second to a minute kind of answer, because it'll be a young person's question about all the things that you shared. It could be anything. Is there one young person that's been burning all night to ask a question, and all of a sudden you realise you didn't have this opportunity, but now you have? Do we have one question? Hang on, we've got to check to see if you're young first. Is he young? Is he pretty young? Come on, we're in West Auckland. Is he pretty young? Yeah, come on, we're family here. It's family friendly. Okay, brother, Hope it's a question, not a ramble.
No, absolutely. Look, I think we've heard a lot about what you think is wrong, but what do you love about West Auckland and the community that we live in?
There you go. So, shall we start with Peter? Because he was the loudest, eh? He was like, Peter said he's the best. Peter, shall we start with you?
I'm proud being a Westie. I love Auckland. I have many chances of moving to Remuera, but I want to stay here because this is my home, my garden.
There you go. Good answer, eh? Okay. Dan.
Whew. Tough act to follow here. What do I love about the West? Pretty much everything. So I came here from Christchurch. And I came out west, and I'm so glad I did because it is the best place to live. It's got the best people, it's got the best beaches, it's got the best potential, and that's what I love the most about it. I think the potential of West Auckland is huge. I think it's almost untapped, but it's definitely there, and it's a great community. People talk to each other here. I've lived in other parts of Auckland as well, and West is just definitely the best place for me.
What I loved about growing up in the West is that there seems to be less apartheid than in other parts of Auckland. We all kind of grow up alongside each other. I went to Rutherford alongside Croatian kids, Māori kids, Pākehā kids. We were all the same, just as poor as each other, and you were flashed if you had a two-storey house. So that's what I love about the West. One of the hardest things about being on the term was just seeing how much of our community is struggling, seeing how much need there is out there and how much we can't do. But one of the really encouraging things is seeing our community groups and how many groups actually exist just to help other people, whether it's volunteering to clean up the weeds in our rivers or just food banks or getting together when natural disasters strike. So it's the people in the West that make me want to stand up and say, yep.
Great question. What I love about living out here or in the West, because I grew up in the city and I went to Auckland Girls, just putting it out there, is how well all the organisations pull together and in service for the community. So tauturu is my language and the Cook Island language for service. And they do it in a way that I think is incredibly unique and beautiful. And we don't look at what you don't have or what you do have. We just get in and we get doing. And I saw that through COVID, and I saw that through the floods, and I see it with this facility is another example, and countless other facilities out there. This is home. I have a home. My 3 sons were raised here. My husband works here. We both work in the not-for-profit sector. We've got countless young people that we work with over the 20 years. So, yeah, West is best.
Yes, I love that we're not so poncy, that we're not so posh. I do love that. And my husband says, do I have to put shoes on? And I say, no, it's just Henderson, so it's all right. I love the community groups. Obviously, I love nature, the beaches, the Waitakere ranges, and all the way to the Waitemata. But the community groups that are already working on the rivers, the River Care group on the peninsula, all the way down the whole Waio Pereira to, Simon Osterman's Oratia project to connect, make a blue-green bridge all the way. The amount of people that are putting their love and their aroha and their care into this place, that's what I love.
Yeah, for me it's he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. It's the people, the people, the people. I'm a genuine people person. That's the whole underpinning to my standing is because of the amount of aroha that I have for the area and for the groups that are therein, and how much I want to be the one who stands back to raise them up to do what they do best. But also, I really like the train line. We are so lucky in the West to have this excellent Western line that goes through all these fabulous town centres rather than hiding around the back of areas. And I'm super excited about our potential. We've got some really good bones from Waitakere City and older councils. We've got really great potential. So.
She stole the trains. I really wanted to talk about that because...
We can both like trains. There's enough trains.
That's true. There's a nice thing about them. They're for everyone. And we can share them, and that is the entire point. I do actually love them because they give us a real chance of a future for this place that I think is going to be beautiful. Obviously, it's for the people, but it's a thing about the place. And I thought that this is a question about the place. So that was...
You still got 30 seconds.
Yes, but I'm scared of the bell now.
Bell is pretty scary. Yeah, oh gosh, I love this question so much. I love West Auckland so much, I got it on my T-shirt. Well, I grew up here. I've lived here my entire life. I'm an ex-Kelston Boys pupil. I'm raising my kids here. We've obviously got the best people in the world, of course we do, but you know what else, little secret the rest of the city doesn't even know? We've got the best restaurants you'll ever find. Here in Henderson, the best food you'll ever have. Anastasis Coffee in Te Atatu South is the best. I live down the road. I had to move there because it's so good. We've just got the best of everything in this city, and it's just bloody great. Nothing more to add. Sorry? The best restaurant, it depends on what you want, mate. Yeah, but we've got some fantastic stuff, my goodness. Yeah. Treasure Kitchen comes to mind in Henderson, that's a good one. But this is an advertisement, you know. Anyway, see you later, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Shane. I was born in Hamilton, so grew up as a Westie in Hamilton and love what Oscar said. I didn't know that he was brown and I was white. We were all poor, we were all just kids, we were all bare feet, all playing footy together. I think I grew up at a really, in a way, a better time, if that's a way of looking at it. But so that's why I value people, and that's why I said I've lived in Te Atatu Peninsula just over 20 years, just shifted to the other side of the motorway, Te Atatu South now. It's a bit hard when you say Te Atatu South because you get South Auckland when you write it out. So it's almost like going to the other extreme. So yeah, I just love the people here. I think the peninsula is wonderful, and you know, like I said, coming up from Hamilton, I actually got a promotion coming to West Auckland. So I've really enjoyed it ever since. Thank you.
Your question was, what do I love about West Auckland? Yeah. What I love about West Auckland is our diversity. Do you know why? Because we've got all sorts. We've got the fancy people, we've got the poor people, we've got every sort, and we've got every sort of culture. And I felt that growing up in Glen Eden, Henderson, Sunnyvale, the list goes on, and Samoan families, and Pacific Island, Asian, Pākehā, it was interesting. And that's what I love about our West Auckland. That's why I want my children here, and that's why I'm standing. Because I don't want any more bullying in here. I don't want any more workplace bullying, all that. And that's going to happen soon. Thank you.
Well, I love West Auckland. Of course, we have swimming pools, the nature, the beach, the parks. All the supermarkets around here is handy for us. Most importantly, people. Yeah, so we're Westies. We're a little bit conservative, but hardworking people. So that's why I'm representing the hard-working Labour today. And also, I believe our voice needs to be heard at the local government level. Thank you.
In India, we have a concept which is called Vasudhaiva Kautumbakam, which means Vasudhaiva means the entire universe, Kautumbakam means family. So what we say is the entire universe is one family. And in West Auckland, that's what I found. When I came here, I started working at Work and Income next door. So I was there for quite a few years, and then I worked in Wellington. And you could immediately see the difference. So when I worked here in Henderson, just next door, it was like a big family. I learned such a lot. I had Maori friends and Pacifica friends and Chinese friends. And my entire outlook on life, just changed. So that's what I love about West Auckland, that it is, and I realized that we are very different. If I go to other parts of the city, it is not the same. So West Auckland it is for me. Thank you.
I too grew up in Greyland, Ponsonby, Bay, and I went to Auckland Girls Grammar as well. But what I love about Te Atatu Peninsula, I live off Spinnaker Drive, and I have got the most fantastic neighbours. I know everybody in my street, and I also know we've had a Williams project. It's a corporation house, there's 20 people in there. I would know a lot of people. I help the community, I put out lemons, I'm always putting stuff out, and that's why I've got so many animals, because people come to me. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I love your question. Thank you so much for asking. The West Auckland is really about the people, and the people are diverse, they're resilient, they're kind, they're laid back. I love that our people are laid back. But what really got me into politics sort of 6 years ago was penny house mainly, but she saw my heart, and that was because I had fallen in love with my street. So an incident had happened on my street where it was really horrific, and then that just motivated me to really want to connect. And so I got everyone together and we had barbecues, and people were hungry for connection. And I think that's something that has just grown and grown and grown in my heart as I've gone higher in leadership, is that people want to connect. People are incredibly amazing, and West is definitely the best.
Just want to thank Zeal. I love the space here. I love there's a space for young people, really important. I love Haddad's in Te Atatu Peninsula. Yolk and burger combo is my favourite, $17. Comes with a sausage, chips and a can of drink. And I love walking across the road to the Te Atatu Peninsula Library to play Street Fighter on Spaceys. I may have a PhD, but I still love to do all that sort of stuff too. Pickleball, tennis, you name it. I love being active in sports. I went to visit the Tuvalu and Samoan church the last few weeks. I love it. I love hearing the language, different languages. Love seeing people passionate about who they are. Kia ora.
I suppose I should say, what is there not to love about being out west? I don't think I've ever had, coming from a beautiful city of Cape Town, coming to the west, and then living on Wallace Road with, the backdrop of Waitakere Mountains. What is better than that? And of course, the diversity of people in West Auckland. And the one thing I have discovered is the want to connect with your neighbour. That's always been there, and that for me is amazing, that people always want to connect, they always want to talk to you, irrespective of where you come from. Someone wants to talk to you, someone wants to even just smile and say hello to you, and that for me makes the best. Thank you.
I'm not going to answer this very seriously. I belong to a Facebook group called the Cloud Appreciation Society, that has 500,000 people in it. And so photography is one of the things that I love about West Auckland. You could just go to your backyard and take a photo and put it in there, and everyone just like oohs and ahs about West Auckland. The other thing is that films are filmed here. How incredible is that? And my last one is that I love that Path of Exile was made here. Thank you. I don't know what that is.
We moved back to Auckland about 15 years ago. We started out in Pakuranga, and then we went to Mount Eden for a few years. And when we finally scrounged up enough money to pay for a deposit on a house, we started looking around, and very quickly we honed in on West Auckland, specifically on Te Atatu Peninsula. And we got to the point very early on where we stopped looking anywhere else. The thing that really attracted us were the kids in the streets, riding skateboards, riding their bikes everywhere they go, no worries with other cars on the roads. Some of that's changed a bit lately, but hopefully we'll get back there. For me at the moment, I love the boardwalk, I love the parks. I take my dog out every day and we can travel around Auckland to different parks, meet different people. Everyone's always got a smile on their face, no matter what's happening. And it's just truly a wonderful place to live. I can't see us moving anywhere else.
I'll stand as the last thing I'm going to say here. Luke Wilson, West Wards. What I love about West Auckland is it makes me feel at home. Did a lot of travelling, and when I came back I felt at home. I felt like I had everything that I needed in one little place. I love that West Auckland makes me happy. I can probably replicate all the things here, but what I really, really, truly love about West Auckland is how much you can get for such a little amount. Someone said to me, we should punish those young people more. We should, do this, we should do that. And I turned to them and said, they've got nothing to lose. What we should be doing is giving them something. And when you give to them, you get so much back in return. And that's what we get in West Auckland. We've got a little bit to give. We've got a little bit of the rates budget. But in West Auckland, we can make so much with that. Cheers.
Thank you. Such a nice positive question to end the evening with. And I mean, I echo a lot of what everyone else has to say, but when we chose to move to Te Atatu about 9 years ago, my son was a wee toddler, and it was the same reasons as Ben said. You saw the little kids, and we just knew it was going to be a great place to bring him up. He's a little firecracker. He is my connector. More people probably know him than they know me. And it's just a fantastic community, our local school that he goes to, just to wrap around. And we've made so many friends through school connections, doing karate, all of the things. Our community is very, very welcoming, and that was evident when we were looking to move to Te Atatu.
Yeah, great question. I think the thing that I genuinely love most is how many good places there are to walk your dogs. So yeah, we can obviously get them out into the parks and the beaches, and I think probably on that same token is that you can kind of almost take your dog anywhere because of the community that we have in West Auckland. So yeah, for me that's one of the best things that I like about this community is being able to get my dog out and or my dogs out, and yeah, and I think a lot of people do as well. So
West Auckland, what is so soothing for me is when I look at those Waitakere ranges, the rugged West Coast, the vineyards, the craft beer, and the people. We are grounded, pragmatic Westies. We talk straight. There's honesty in our conversation. We cut through what I call BS. And at the end of the day, after many years of in employment life and everything, there is a sense of vocation in what I'm doing. In my work with the elderly seniors, people with parents with special needs, and the other NGOs in the community. Kia ora.
Well, that was great, eh? Oh, that's loud. Better get it here. Well, thank you, candidates. And I'm so sorry we only allowed just that one question because we do want to give us more time next door so you can mix and mingle again with the candidates. But thank you so much for answering. You know, we arrived here, I'm from Samoa, we arrived here in the 50s, and we stayed in Ponsonby and Grayland with all the Pacific people. Then we migrated out to South Auckland. I went to Mangere, and because we had bought all the land we needed in Ponsonby, so we just went out to South Auckland to buy some more. And then we had been Mangere. But I actually was sent to Avondale College. My parents said it was the best school for music. So I would travel 2 buses every day just to go to Avondale College. Yeah, just because the music was great. And then as I grew up and got married and had children, we've moved to a little place in Titirangi. And you know, in Grayland, when we first arrived here in the 50s, everybody knew every neighbour by their name. And now I live in West Auckland. We are in our little rides where there's another 8 houses all close together. We also know everybody in our driveway by their name. And funnily enough, we're probably one of the very few suburbs where we still leave our doors open during the day and the night. We have a wonderful neighbourhood watch, and that's why I think it's fantastic when we're talking like this, because as a family we can begin to share why it's so good to have the right people doing the right advocacy for us as a right part of Aotearoa New Zealand. Cool, eh? So folks, we've come to the end of our night together. I just wanted to mention again that live stream, if you wanted to continue re-watching it for the candidates. And you'll find this on Blue Spur Consulting on Facebook. Okay? And it's done by our good boys there from G2G. Very good young Pacific boys. Did you have a question, Peter? Sorry.
I don't have a question, but I have feedback. I appreciate and acknowledge all those who are present today, especially our MC and our marshal and the audience and our candidates. Thank you so much for spending your time here. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, Peter. I also was going to look, this guy had the hardest job tonight, and that's our timekeeper. And I thought he was fair. I thought even though his wife's over there, and I'm going to bring it up, I said he made sure she was within the same time limit as everybody else, which I think you're going to get hiding when you get home, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so a big thank you, a big round of applause for our timekeeper for being fair. Tonight, because it just helped me as well do my job, which is to make sure we can facilitate just the spirit of family within our evening here at Zeal. So I'm just going to, we won't close with a karakia necessarily, I'm just going to end us with a Samoan proverb actually, because I feel really excited about where we're going to with all of this. And then we'll go next door and we'll just mix and mingle again and have your conversations with each other. And hopefully the results will come out at some stage and we'll just rejoice and come back here together for a party. The nightclub will be open. We'll just come here and get the young people to drive it and we just turn up. So because we do such good things for our community, the Samoan proverb goes just like this. Tau meina o pua ula, au meina o aunga o aute, se'i meina o muia a ola au, e osia le taulanga, which means continue to bring to our people the most beautiful hibiscus. Nice, eh? It means bring to our people the freshest of frangipani. It means bring to our people the young palm frond. And together we give sacrifice to our gods. Good night, everybody. God bless you. We'll talk to you next door. Thank you, Peter, for that. I didn't even know that was going to be your job tonight. But bro, that was so good. Bro, I was doing it the last minute. I was sweating, and I kept missing the time. People were getting like more than a minute.